All right, everybody, welcome back to EcoWealth Lab.
Always a pleasure.
You know how it is. Another day, another wild ride in the crypto markets.
Yeah. Can't predict it, but we can try to make sense of it all.
Exactly. And for anyone just tuning in for the first time, maybe feeling a little lost, remember, we've done a ton of deep dives in the past covering all sorts of crypto stuff. So go check those out if you need a refresher on like what DeFi is or how blockchain even works. You can find all those episodes right here on the on this very platform.
Yeah, definitely worth a listen if you're new to the whole thing or just want a little more background.
All right, so today we're diving headfirst into all the juicy crypto happenings in the past 24 hours, the big moves, the regulatory shakeups, and just maybe a little sprinkle of chaos, because why not?
Gotta have a little chaos, keeps things interesting.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about GameStop. Remember GameStop?
Oh, yeah. How can we forget?
The meme stock legend. Well, they just raised a cool $1.5 billion through these things called convertible notes.
Convertible notes.
Yeah, basically like IOUs that can turn into shares later on. Kind of clever, actually.
Interesting. So what are they going to do with all that cash?
Well, they've hinted that they might use some of it to buy Bitcoin.
Oh, wow, really? Like MicroStrategy style?
Kinda, but maybe not as all in. It feels more like they're dipping their toes in the water, seeing how things play out.
Yeah, a little more cautious, maybe testing the waters before diving into the deep end.
Exactly. And then there's Tether. They've been quietly stacking sats like it's nobody's business.
Sats?
Yeah, Satoshis, the smallest unit of Bitcoin.
Right.
Anyway, in Q1 of this year, they bought another 8,888 Bitcoin.
8,888. That's a pretty specific number.
Yeah, I know, right? Almost like it's symbolic or something. Anyway, that brings their total stash to over 92,000 Bitcoin, worth something like $7.8 billion.
That's a lot of Bitcoin.
Yeah, they're basically a Bitcoin whale at this point.
Definitely a force to be reckoned with in the market.
All right, so moving on to the regulatory front, things are heating up.
Yeah.
Circle, the company behind the USDC stablecoin, they've just filed confidentially for an IPO.
An IPO? Wow, they're going public.
Yep, looks like they're aiming to list on the New York Stock Exchange. Big move for them.
Huge shows that they're serious about playing by the rules and, gaining that mainstream acceptance.
Totally. And speaking of ETFs, Grayscale is still fighting the good fight. They filed to convert their digital large cap fund into an ETF.
Interesting. And what's in this fund? Just Bitcoin?
Nope. This one's a bit different. It's a basket of cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, XRP, all the big names.
Oh, wow. So it's like a diversified crypto ETF.
Exactly. A way to get exposure to the whole market without having to pick and choose individual coins.
Smart. Makes a lot of sense.
Okay, now let's hop across the pond to Europe, where institutional adoption is really taking off. BlackRock, the biggest asset manager in the world. They just registered as a crypto asset firm in the UK.
BlackRock. Getting into crypto in the UK, that's a pretty big deal.
It is. And they're not alone. Coinbase and PayPal are also setting up shop over there.
Wow, Europe's becoming quite the crypto hub.
It seems that way. The regulations are a bit clearer there, and institutions are taking notice.
Yeah, makes sense. They're looking for that regulatory certainty.
Right. And back in the US, those Coinbase staking lawsuits are still making waves. Some cases have been dropped in a few states, but the battle's not over yet.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, really. This whole regulatory landscape in the US.
Totally. And in the meantime, Binance is making some changes to comply with MiCA Europe's new crypto rules. They're halting USDT spot trading for users in the European Economic Area.
Interesting. So no more buying and selling USDT directly on Binance in Europe?
Right. But they can still trade it through perpetual contracts, which are kind of like futures contracts.
Gotcha. So they're finding ways to work within the new regulations.
Exactly. Now let's talk about some decentralized developments. Uniswap DAO just approved a $113 million plan to encourage active participation in their governance.
$113 million. That's a lot of money to throw at governance.
Yeah, they're basically paying people to vote and propose changes to the protocol.
Interesting. So they're really trying to incentivize community involvement.
Big time. And it seems to be working. They've got a pretty active and engaged community.
Yeah, that's crucial for any decentralized platform.
Absolutely. All right, last but not least, we got to talk about the altcoin markets. Because things got a little spicy over on Binance yesterday.
Oh no, what happened? Another flash crash.
You guessed it. A bunch of smaller altcoins took a nosedive. One coin in particular, ACT, dropped over 50% in a matter of minutes.
Ouch. That's got to hurt for anyone holding that coin.
Yeah, it's a reminder that altcoins can be super volatile, high risk, high reward, and all that.
Definitely. Not for the faint of heart.
Nope. All right, one last bit of news. The Tunix just launched a new mobile app with some pretty slick features.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, it's got built-in TradingView charting tools, so you can do all your technical analysis right there on your phone.
That's pretty cool, having those professional-grade tools on the go.
Totally. So, yeah, there you have it. Another day in the wild world of crypto.
Never a dull moment.
Absolutely. So what do you think? What stood out to you the most from all this?
Hmm. I think the institutional adoption in Europe is pretty huge. BlackRock, Coinbase, PayPal, all setting up shop over there. That's a big vote of confidence.
Yeah, I agree. And Circle's IPO could be a game changer for the stablecoin industry.
Totally. Feels like things are really starting to shift.
For sure. And as always, we've got plenty more deep dives on all these topics, so be sure to check those out if you want to learn more.
Yeah, we go into way more detail in those episodes.
Exactly. All right. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the cryptoverse.
Always a pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and as always, stay eco-wealthy.
See.